Yes, it has happened again. Pastor Kumuyi of Deeper Life Bible Church tells Christians, Shun Church and use your offerings to feed the poor and unemployed in the country due to the hardship and suffering in Nigeria. The General Superintendent of the Deeper Life Bible Church, Dr. Williams Folonsho Kumuyi, has advised Christians against giving their offerings to the church, but rather give it to the poor and unemployed in their communities. While preaching in his church recently, the clergy told the church congregation that Christians should not spend all their money on building churches, but also help their poor neighbors who can't afford basic life needs. He recounted how a preacher had instructed his member to give monies made for offerings to the poor and unemployed people around them. Kumuyi noted that it is good to build a church, but while building, Christians must remember their neighbors dying of hunger. These are his words. Look at all this offering we are collecting. The church has silver and gold. A land of a particular preacher who was having their church service, and he said, now we are going to collect the offering. If you have 10,000 naira, 20,000 naira, or 50,000 naira, raise your hand. Then he stood up and said that 10,000, 20,000, and 50,000 naira go to the poor in your community. All the offering is not just church. There are poor, unemployed people around. There are indigent people around. We will build us, but while you are building, your neighbors are dying. Your neighbor who does not have anything, your sisters and your brother have nothing to send their children to school. We built the LICC, that is Deeper Life International Conference Center, with all the offerings we could build. And we cannot be at ease and allow our members to die of hunger and to be destroyed because they have nothing and we have the money. And what if this church, like we used to do in the olden days, in the good old days, that we reserve some amount of money for charity, that we allocate some amount of money for building the LICC and the district church, and the people we are building for are dying of hunger, malnutrition, and starvation. Let's budget part of the money, millions of our currency, to take care of the people. Which one comes first when your house is leaking and your mother is dying? How will you spend it? Mending the leaking room or taking care of your mother? We should give priority to members of our church, even those who are not members. We know them and we can contact them. We should not spend all our money on building a church that will not be raptured when Jesus Christ comes, because Jesus is coming soon, he said. Well, these are the words of Pastor W.F. Kumuyi to Christians, that instead of giving huge offerings to the church that are already overfed, that the money should be given to the poor neighbors, even in the church or at home, instead of giving the money to the church that is already overfed, that the money should be given to poor families, members, to poor friends around them, and to even poor members that are in the church. Well, this is the advice of W.F. Kumuyi. So please like this video, share this video so that others can learn from it, and also share your thoughts on the comment section. Thank you.